Illustration Panic Sight Deluxe Edition. This is more like Shifty ejaculating with a minigun edition. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix, this time around 25th to 30th of May 2026. And with this week, it is the end of the month of May. Time really flies. For this week, we have a moderate number of new figures on pre-order for both genuine and third-party figures, though we have a lot more third parties, just like the past 2 or 3 weeks, and a huge variety of different figures coming from third parties, which is interesting to see. But for genuine figures, we have Nikke and Genshin Impact fighting for your attention, for your wallet even, but maybe you are rich enough to say, I want both. For me, I'm going for Nikke stuff first, but yes, if possible, I want both. So we'll discuss that soon. Without further ado, let's move on to Hobby Link Japan for our first section, genuine licensed PVC figures. And starting off with the largest scale as usual, the first one here is a freeing 1x3 scale Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc Junko Enoshima Bani version. 70,000 yen, February 2027 release. So they took the very same sculpt they made a 1x4 scale figure of, enlarged it, and there we go, a new figure that cost maybe 30,000 yen more than the 1x4 scale. I know that there is a big difference between 1x3 and 1x4, but just by going up by a size, you pay an additional 30,000 yen, which is insane when you think about it. I doubt that the 1x4 scale was more than 40,000 yen, maybe a bit less than that. So this is for those of you who can justify a 1x3 scale plain Barney figure. I just had to emphasize that plain Barney figure ain't paying 70k for this thing. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, we have a re-release of freeing 1x4 scale Hatsune Miku Barney version art by Sanmu YYB. How to pronounce that? I'm sure I pronounced that name wrongly. 40,000 yen November release this November very soon. And regardless of whether you like the price or not, this Miku is very rare and expensive in the aftermarket. Well, the word rare is a bit inaccurate, not too hard to find her, except they're all scalper prices. 40 plus to 60 plus thousand yen if I remembered correctly. So even if there is a reseller selling it for roughly the same price, similar price to this Miku, 40 plus thousand yen, you know what? I think I would prefer to pre-order this re-release, something fresh out of the oven, or in this case, the molding machine. The previous release was probably from a few years ago, which means if there is a brand new one being sold by a reseller today, that figure has been rotting inside the box for the past few years, never opened by the current owner, and keeping a PVC figure locked up in a box for many years is not a good idea in general. You could end up with an oily or worse, a sticky figure if you are unlucky enough. So pre-order a fresh one. Yeah. Moving on to the next one over here. Now we are in 1x6 scale territory. This is Takamine-san. Yep, this anime where you have a student. Was it a student council president or was it just a class rep? I have forgotten. Pretty much a model student in the school, but she undresses and anytime she wants in the classroom for you to goon. Yeah, anime logic can be funny sometimes, but anyways, we have a 1x7 scale JK in what can be described as bikini maid outfit, but they want 27,000 yen for it. I know it is a 1x6, but still, DMM Factory is often notorious for the pricing. This is nothing new. Back then, they had this 1x6 scale Oshinoko figures going for 25,000 yen or so. But if you look at what Good Smile did with their Oshinoko figures, which were also 1x6 scale, they are all like 18,000 yen each. Yeah, so 27k for this thing, I can't justify it. Not to mention, you can't cast it off, makes it even worse. Yeah, moving on to the next one here. The main highlight this week. Coming from Apex Toys, we have 1x7 scale Genshin Impact Raiden Shogun Plane of Euthymia version. 41,500 yen, releasing in September 2027. That will be next year, not this year. I guess that it has been 84 years. Insert that meme from Titanic. It has been 84 years since the last time we asked for a Raiden Shogun official PVC figure, and we are finally getting one in year 2027. When was the character introduced in the game? The game was from year 2020, but I'm not sure what the timing was when the character was introduced into the game. But it has been at least 5 years, 4 to 5 years, I think. I wonder how many people are still interested, but this is Raiden Shogun we're talking about, one of the more popular characters in the game. Will I get one? Perhaps. Maybe. But I don't know if I will pre-order it early. I just couldn't decide right now. 41,500 yen, I suppose that I underestimated the price a bit, because when I saw the prototype at Wonder Festival a few months back, I was guessing around 36,000 yen, and I'm off by 5 or 6,000 yen. I think I need to readjust my expectations for figure prices nowadays. But when you think about it, this is not exactly overpriced, because Hoshimi Miyabi by Apex Toys that pre-order opened a few months ago, she was also around 44 or 45,000 yen, I believe, and that is including taxes. So this is roughly the same price actually. And Ami is having her for slightly cheaper, 41,080 yen, but because they are giving her a generous discounted most of the 10% Japanese tax. So that might be a place to get this figure if you prefer. For me, I'm not exactly a big fan of Ami nowadays because of the shipping cost. HLJ, somehow the shipping cost is still fairly reasonable, at least for my region over here in Southeast Asia. We'll see. If I want one, I will pre-order it from a Chinese seller instead. But you are not getting any major advantages in pricing if you pre-order it from a Chinese seller this time around. OzGK has her for around 257 US dollars, I think, which would be exactly 41,000 yen. Yeah. But that is the China version, the Tmall version. This is the international version, so the content of the box may differ a bit. From what I'm aware, the China Tmall version, which is Tmall exclusive, you're getting a metal bookmark in the box. Meanwhile, for this one, I don't think you're getting anything bonus. Yeah. So there is still a small reason to pre-order it from a Chinese seller. Moving on to the next one right here, another main highlight of the week, we have Goddess of Victory Nikke Shifty. Illustration Panic Sight Deluxe Edition. This is more like Shifty ejaculating with a minigun edition. Yeah. I mean, the way she's posing the gun like that, as if she has a huge boner, and then pew 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 down between her legs. That was literally the first thing that came to mind. She is nutting bullets. Anyways, do I want one? Hell yes, I want one. Just that I don't see myself getting the deluxe edition with the wall scroll. The standard version is going for 25,000 yen. I need to learn to accept that I don't need everything when I pre-order a figure. I don't need the wall scroll. But with this Shifty figure, or this character, Shifty, there was a figure that I have been contemplating on buying for so many months. Yes, it is a Shifty figure. I'm not sure if any of you watching this who love Nikke and are collecting Nikke figures, are you guys aware that there is already a Shifty skill figure out there? And it came out like 2 or 3 years ago. And not back then, I wasn't exactly a fan of Nikke characters yet. Hell, I did not even know the game existed yet back then. So that figure obviously did not come across my attention that much. And by today, if I were to look for that Shifty figure, simple figure that cost like 18,000 yen back then, a brand new one today is 36,000 yen on average. Meanwhile, a pre-owned one, you can find one at near the original MSRP of 22,000 yen, but not any less. And it was such a simple figure, though it was a really good one. The brand was Heart Some. HEARTSUM, Heart Sum. And Heart Sum is a brand I've never seen for the past couple of years, but they are a branch of Astrum Design. Yes. So that Heart Sum 1x7 skill Shifty, I really wanted it. I saw a few on JP Fans, the proxy service, where the sellers were on Mercari, but 20,000 yen for pre-owned one, no, I'll wait for this one. After all, she is nothing bullets, so that's even better. Right, I wanted to review that older Shifty figure. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below, but this one is my priority, obviously. Moving on to the next figure here coming from Good Small Company, we have 1x7 skill Tengen Topa Gurren Lagann Kirameki Yoko box pieces of Sweet Stars Yoko Littner bondage costume version. Almost 20,000 yen, June release next year. Alright, I wasn't expecting a random Yoko Littner figure out of nowhere, and until today, I still regard the outer one to be the absolute best one. I guess that the one that came out, was it last year, the one by Proof, where she is riding on a huge cannon, that one comes pretty close to being the best one. But I still have a soft spot for the outer one that came out back in like 2010 or so, where she's holding a sniper rifle. Like this, yep, it's a really nice figure. And if you can find one today, maybe 50 or 60,000 yen, that's right. This one, when I first saw her on pre-order, I was like, is this Yoko Littner? It somehow looked like her a bit, but at the same time, also a bit off character. Yes, it is Yoko Littner. Interesting. Right, not getting this one. No. If I wanted a modern Yoko Littner that figure that just came out, that would be the Proof one that released last year. Very expensive though. Moving on to the next one from Kelbone, Chinese brand, I believe, but their figures are no comment. I haven't seen their figures in person yet, and they don't have many figures released out there. So this is Girls Frontline 2 Exilum Florence Marvelous Herb Cake version. 23,600 yen, releasing in March. Alright, next March. Very nice. I like this figure a lot. Why is this called Herb Cake version? I have no idea because I don't see any cake in this figure, but it is all these small props around her, the tablet, the smartphone, bags of chips and cans. I love that. All these small details, I love seeing them in this figure. And for once, I am not going to complain about the giant base over here because it is, fitting the figure pretty well. Price is also reasonable considering the amount of stuff you're getting. Moving on to the next one here. Solarain, 1x7 skill, Mato Seihei no Slave. I love using the word slave because the SJWs don't like it. Anyways, this is from Season 2, Rain Yamashiro plushie set for 25,000 yen. If you want the figure only, that would be 22,000 yen. Reasonable enough. Reasonable. Okay, so with Solarain, their figures are a bit of a hit or miss. They have some really good releases, like that Black Rock shooter with the huge bike for like, was it 50,000 yen? I really wanted that one, but man, so expensive. Came out last year. No, that was by Spiritil, my bad. Solarain's Black Rock shooter was her sitting on top of a cannon. That is a Solarain one, I think. Though Good Smile made a similar figure of that version. It is so confusing, but anyways, Solarain also had a few swimsuit figures which were very average, very meh. Yeah, so it really depends on the figure. Some are so mid, not impressive. Some others are okay. With this Ren Yamashiro, I'm liking her undergarments over there. And the best part is this alternative display option where you can have her looking angry and embarrassed in her undergarment. This gets a big thumbs up. And there is a third option face where she is biting. So, okay, for those of you who did not watch the anime or read the manga, she likes to behave like a sadist, but she is actually a masochist. Basically, that. And deep inside, she enjoys being treated like a dog, even though she claims that she wants to treat other people like her pet. Basically, that. So this is quite an amusing character in many ways. And if you have not watched Chained Soldier, both Season 1 and Season 2, go and watch it, because in my opinion, this is among the very best action edgy anime in recent years. The best one since High School DxD, in fact. Yeah, action and edgy together in one anime or series. I loved it so much, and I really can't wait for season 3. No, it is not the best edgy anime ever, but I really enjoyed the characters and the setting, the world in general. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here. One of the main highlights this week, I think, coming from any game, 1/6 skill Azurlane Serious Rabbit of Paradise version special edition, 24,000 yen. Okay, and there is a normal version over here, 24,000 yen, same price, July release. And this one caught my attention, where both special edition and normal edition are the same price, but they are not quite the same. So this one, pay attention to her arms, right? So now we go back to the special edition. Her arms are in a different position. It is tied up. And there is a big caveat to this figure should you prefer this special edition, because she's being tied up. That is kind of hot. So this is something I need to share with you guys. This is a screenshot from myfigurecollection.net on this serious figure by any game. So coming from Tomato Neo, based on the Ami set contents, both versions will only include a hanging accessory ribbon part to tie the ring to the base. In the special edition, the ribbon-wrapped appearance must be recreated by the customer. The angle and shape of the figure's arms differ from those of the standard version. Looks like you'll have to source your own ribbons to make the tied-up look for the special edition. Keep this in mind before ordering. Thanks a lot for this heads up, Tomato Neo. Okay, so this screenshot was actually shared by one of you in my Discord server. Thanks a lot for that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have noticed it as well. I'm not sure if there will be ribbons included in the box, but I'm hoping that any game includes it, in a separate compartment, a small compartment in the box, but the collector will need to recreate this look on his or her own. You need to tie your own ribbon. And my first concern over here is that I have done this before to one of my anime figures from many years ago, tying her up in ribbon, doing that birthday suit look to do photography work. And that was one of the biggest mistakes I've ever done to any anime figure in my 16, 17 years of collecting figures, because the dye, the paint from the ribbon transferred onto the figure. So now her chest, her body region has a lot of red color stains coming from the dye used on the ribbon. So I really hope that any game is including these gray color ribbons in the box, so that everyone gets to use the same ribbon and they don't have to go out and buy their own. Because if that is not the case and you have to go out and buy your own ribbon, there is a very high chance where you may end up buying something very cheap because you want to save money, and that ribbon is going to transfer paint onto the figure, which would be a disaster. So do keep this in mind, right? I don't know if there will be ribbons in the box, but if you have to buy one, remember this. And normally with ribbons, which one are dyed, which one are not, I can't give you an answer for that either. Usually the ones with very vibrant colors like, bright red, bright blue, shiny green color and so on, those are most likely dyed. But the white, silver, grey color ones, I'm not so sure. Black color ones are probably dyed as well. So do remember this. If you want to play it safe, maybe buy a white or silver color ones. That is the safest. I still can't guarantee anything. So please, any game, include ribbons in the box. As for tying up the figure myself, I would say challenge accepted. So I would still choose the special edition over the standard version, because this is what that makes the figure appear unique compared to every other serious figures out there by other brands. Like Ultra is making one, Apex Toys is making one as well. Yeah, I can't decide which one is my favorite though. Alright, so let's move on to the next figure over here. We have two Uma Musume figures this week. The first one is Asian Flash Victory Pose version from Fat Company, 25,273 yen, the same exact number again for every single one of their Uma Musume figures releasing in May 2027. So the advice is the same every time. If you want a Fat Company Uma Musume figure, regardless of whether you have any problems with them in the past in terms of QC, just like I did, pre-order it early. Otherwise, it is going to be a disaster waiting to happen if you want to wait and see if the aftermarket prices would fall, because most of the time, Uma Musume stuff do not, and even more so for the case of Fat Company stuff. Yeah. So pre-order this one early. The second Uma Musume figure is by Claynel, which is also an excellent figure brand, formerly known as Revolve. This is Kopano Riki Signature Racewear version, 25,000 yen, releasing in February. And I'm so disgusted by the base. What the heck, Claynel? You could do better. You know, Kotobukiya is doing this trophy style base, and I believe some other brands are also doing a better base. Not you though, Fat Company. Your base is just as bad. Yep. Kotobukiya versions have a slightly nicer base, slightly. Though it looks like a pancake to me sometimes, you know, the trophy base, multiple layers of pancake. Anyways, for Uma Musume fans, pick one up if you like her. Next up, we have Hobby Max 1x7 scale Neon Genesis Evangelion Misato Katsuragi Comics version. Just under 22,000 yen, releasing in April next year. So it looks like they are going old school, but this comics version look pretty nice. I like it. Just that I'm actually wondering, do jackets like this even exist in real life? Like, it is cut in half only on the left side or the right side for the matter. Probably does not exist in real life, other than those weird fashion shows you see in Paris. For Evangelion fans, you might want to give this one a good look, because Hobby Max, even though they don't release many figures and they have a weird obsession with Evangelion stuff, and also their figures bargain bin a lot. Not all, but a lot of them do. This one is very hard to give a good advice, but I would suggest waiting, because, yeah, like every 8 to 9 out of 10 Hobby Max Evangelion figures that come out the bargain bin. There was only 1 or 2 exception. Yeah. Bargain bin by half, by the way. You can find one at 14,000 yen brand new. Moving on to the next one here, this figure is a weird one. So coming from I made friends with the second prettiest girl in my class, we have Asanagi Umi 1x7 scale 21,000 yen by Kadokawa, releasing in February 2027. Okay, so Asagi Umi, let me talk about the anime first, quickly. This one is currently airing, at least at the time of publishing this video, around 6-7 episodes by now, I think. I did enjoy the anime a lot, and I am keeping up with it almost every week. Just that I still regard that Alia Russian Girl anime to be superior, not popular. That Alia Russian Girl anime to be a lot more superior to this one. Both are equally entertaining, but the Alia Russian Girl was way better in the entertainment and comedy factor, I would say. But still enjoyable if you like slice of life, romance, teen romance, high school BS, high school girls and guys being indecisive with their feelings, then this anime is for you. I do enjoy those kind of anime. And speaking of this figure, there is only one version on Hobby Link Japan. No bonus stuff or anything. This is all you get. If you want bonus faceplates, that is where the Ami exclusives come in, except there are 9 versions over here. And who was it? You, on my Discord server, you told me to figure it out, what are the differences on all 9 of them, and you expect me to cover every single one of them on Figure News Weeks today. I declined to do that. but I actually went through them one by one, just that I did not open all of the tabs, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 versions over here. So what we are basically getting over here is that there are 3 versions of this figure. The standard version, like the one you get on Hobby Link Japan, you know, just the figure and the base and nothing else. That's the standard version. On Ami here, 23,100 yen, right? And then there is the standard plus version. Or okay, let's make it this way. Let's use iPhone 17, iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. So the standard version, the 23,000 yen here is the standard iPhone. And then you have the Pro, which is, wait, hold on a second. What the heck? Oh, my bad. The 23,000 is the Pro. My bad. The 20,790 yen, this is the standard. 23,100 yen, this is the Pro. So the standard version, on Ami, you're getting the figure only, I think. And then the Pro version, 23,000 yen, you're getting the figure and one extra bonus faceplate, which is the version you might want to choose if you are trying to save every 100 yen. But if you don't mind spending an additional 2,000, 2,500 yen, then the Pro Max, 25,850 yen is basically Ami bonus, which is a B2, is it wall scroll or was it an acrylic plate? I forgot. Together with the figure and the extra faceplate. So 3 versions mainly, and each version has a different country, different regional exclusivity. So I've opened the tab over here. This is the Pro Max version. Okay, so down here, set contents, you're getting main figure, base, Kadokawa special set bonus, winking face, my bad. Winking face and B2 tapestry. Oh, it is a tapestry. Okay. So there are 3 versions, right, for each of the standard Pro and Pro Max version. The first one here, this product can only be shipped to the following area, China. So this is only for mainland Chinese buyers, this specific listing over here. And then the second listing of the same exact figure, same exact version, this product cannot be shipped to the following area, Macau, Hong Kong, Taiwan, China, Japan. And then the third version over here, this product can only be shipped to the following area, Macau, Hong Kong, Taiwan. So to sum things up, version A, China only. Version B, China's best friends only, which is Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau. And version C is for everyone else outside of these 3 or 4 countries. Yes, I just called Taiwan a country, and I don't care if mainland Chinese are pissed off by it because I'm too lazy to choose the correct words. Anyways, now you guys understand the 3 versions. And regardless of which version you go for, yeah, don't buy the wrong one because Ami will probably cancel your pre-order. And if the pre-order gets cancelled after pre-order has closed, good luck getting one. But you know what? This is seasonal anime character. Maybe don't pre-order it at all. Yeah, not worth spending 26,000 yen on a seasonal anime character where people would forget by the time the figure comes out. They forgot or don't care about the seasonal waifu anymore. They have moved on to their new waifu. Yeah, so this is a problem with Kadokawa figures in general. Kadokawa makes anime, so they make figures of characters from the anime, and most of them are seasonal anime characters. Tough sell. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here. Man, I've spent so long talking about Asanagi Umi. Right, the next one here, we have Snail Shell Studio making their first ever scale figure. 1x7 scale Beauty Works Buhuagu. Original character, 21,000 yen, June release. Okay, so Snail Shell Studio, for those of you who are unaware of what company this is, they are making Max Factory Feel Salty. They compete with Figmas. They make a lot of action figures. One of the best action figure brands coming out from China right now, together with there are a few other brands I can't recall their names now, other than Apex Arc Toys division. Arctech, not Arc Toys. Apex Toys Arctech, they make action figures, 1x8 scale. Snail Shell Studio, and there's another Chinese brand which is also really good in action figures. I can't remember the name right now. So their action figures get a lot of praise, and quality control in general is really good. And I do think they will bring the same kind of quality control to the scale figures, which is to say excellent. Yeah, in case you're interested in this figure. Moving on to the next one from DC Ter. I don't know why, but HLJ always label figures made by DC Ter as made by PM Office A or Plum. Are these two companies related? I'm not sure at all. Yes. So this is a 1/7 scale Alchemist formal dress version, 28,500 yen, discounted down from 30,000 yen, releasing in September. That would be this September, just a few months away. And if I remembered correctly, there was another figure that looked really similar to this one, but her outfit was green color. Was it the same figure but a recolor? I can't remember anymore. Now for this one, 28,500 is very expensive. I'm not sure if I can justify it. Even more so for an original character where I don't know if the price would go up or go down after release. Very hard to predict with this one. Yes, we know that Gurudo stuff might go up in value, but for a character like this, without a very famous artist behind it, I'm not sure. Moving on to the next one here, Kotobukiya re-release 1/7 scale Bishoujo Remix Series Hatsune Miku, 17,500 yen, releasing in January. Right, so if you want this Miku, yep, pre-order it early. You know, a lot of Hatsune Miku stuff nowadays, they are going up in value, or at least their values are holding steady, not going down at all. Very close to the official MSRP price. You know, in the past, just 5 or 7 years ago, a lot of Miku figures, they tend to bargain bin. Nowadays, not the case anymore. And I'm not quite sure what the official reason is, but I think it has to do with the popularity of Project Sekai. Yes. I'm seeing it on Twitter, on X. Whenever I post Miku-related stuff, the fans will come, the haters will also come. Yes. So when I went on to read the comments, but I did not bother to reply, a lot of them brought up the topic Project Sekai. So that is probably where the issue is. Project Sekai being so popular and successful. So people are queuing up for Miku figures. Pre-order it early if you want one. Last figure on HLJ this week is a pop-up red L Murasame from Senkoi Manbana. Wait, Senkoi Manbana, what's the difference to Senkan, what's the name again? Senran Banka, is it? What was the name again? Can't remember. Is it like a spin-off or something? A sequel, a prequel, whatever. Must be related, right? Anyways, this is Murasame. I've seen this character being made into figures a few times. The original material must be really popular, 8,000 yen only, and this figure looks pretty good. Not a lot of very fine small details, so this figure might turn out decent despite being a pop-up rate L. But yeah, I don't trust pop-up rates anymore nowadays. Even the Ls are starting to have a lot of quality control issues, and a few of you who bought their, what's the name again? Cyberpunk figures like Lucy, you guys were unhappy with the paint work. Yeah. So I just don't trust this brand anymore, pop-up rate. Now we move on to Ami for more figures that are not yet on Hobby Link Japan at the time of recording this video. Before I proceed, if you're enjoying this video or finding it helpful, informative, give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. It is just one click away, and that is how to support this channel. Also, if you are a customer, a collector, who buys from Hobby Link Japan or OSGK, please to make use of my affiliate links down in the description below to enter these websites. That's how to support this channel. Right, so let's move back to Ami over here. And I thought that this figure was not yet released, but apparently she is already out a few months ago. No, I can't remember everything. So Ami is putting her on pre-order early again, which means this is a re-release, but they did not label this listing as a re-release. A bit weird. So this figure of Lemalin, listless Lapin version, 1/4 scale by Mimeyoi, is coming out again this October, a few months away, for 35,000 yen. And there is a cheaper version here, 31,350 yen. I believe the difference was the base, right? The more expensive version, they're getting a better base, if I remembered correctly. Yeah, and a lot of you who pre-ordered or purchased this figure, you were very pleased with it. So if you missed out on your first chance, this is your second chance, pre-order it early. This is not an exclusive, just that HLJ has not put her on pre-order yet. Moving on to the next one, we have 3 figures, non-scale ones and low budget from Kadokawa. First one is Hanayo Koizumi from Love Life, the original Love Life, 9,900 yen, releasing in January 2027. They are roughly the size of pop-up rate figures, not very big. I hope that the quality is decent because this is Literally double the price of an average pop rate nowadays. The next one we have Rin Hoshizora, same price, 9,900 yen, releasing in January. And the third one here, Maki Nishikino, same price, releasing in January as well. And God, the base is such an eyesore. The red color is way too bright. Like a darker and more desaturated shade of red color would be nicer because it is so eye-catching. Maybe that's what they wanted, but I find it to be too distracting. And until today, I still have a Maki Nishikino figure in my collection. I think I only have 2 Love Live figures left. One was what's the name of the girl again? The Speedo swimsuit one from Love Live Arcos. And then the original Love Live, I only have Maki Nishikino, the swimsuit version from Outer, and I have 2 of them. The reason for that was because the first one I broke the stem on the flower on the head over here, and I was so pissed by it that I bought the second one. Both of those are still in my home. I'm still keeping at home. Should I sell it? Like, who cares about Love Live today? The fans do. For me, I don't care about idol stuff anymore. Okay, moving on to the next figure on Ami. Not an exclusive, but not on HLJ yet. Miss Demon World's Executive Lydia, original character by Popo Free, a relatively new Chinese figure brand. 25,600 yen, premium scale figure, October 2027 release. Now that looks very nice. I like this a lot. Just that this also reminds me of a very similar figure by Hobby Sakura. Came out last December. Yes, that's right. Spice and Wolf Holo. The same exact sofa or couch there. Same one. Same color as well. But I like the figure. Right, moving up next, we have Diablos Core Lepus Glossy Stockings version by Freya, Chinese brand. Just under 20,000 yen, releasing in January 2027. Yup, the Asian toilet squat pose. Too bad this is all you get, no cast off. For an Asian toilet squat pose, this one looks a bit weird to me. I'm not sure how to describe it. Like maybe the shape of her legs, or rather the proportions of the character are a bit weird because her chest is so big, but her legs are so slender, so skinny, you know. Normally, this is not a combination you would see in women. Women who have huge melons on their chest, they tend to have a rather big hip and relatively large legs as well. So slender legs and big oppai is not a common, not a normal combination, I would say. At least if you look at human anatomy from a logic standpoint. Right, moving on to the next one, we have another version here. Yep, 2 different versions. This one is... What's the difference again? This one, you can remove the hood. Yep, swappable parts. But why is the price exactly the same? This one is with bonus. Okay, Army bonus, what do you get? Velcro fastener set patch. Okay, whatever. So, why is the bonus version and the standard version, which does not have the extra stuff, the same price? This is weird. Yeah, I don't get this at all. Anyways, let's move on to the next one here. And the last 5 figures on Ami are from their adult section. That's right. The first one here, Eskeni, Totsuida, Mjo no Nichijo, Mary Salvatore. 1/6 scale by Native. 36,300 yen, releasing in February. God, the details at her crotch region are fabulous. I love it. And you can display her without casting it off. But oh, nice. Like... I like this figure a lot for the details. I don't even need to display her casted off. And in fact, I think I would choose to cast off maybe the top but not the bottom, because her wearing that pantsuit over there, not that I can show you on screen, a lot of details over there. Yeah, I want one. Alright, next figure here from Frog, which is also related to Native. We have Ryo Sai-chan, Ryo Sasahara. Same character, 2 different names. Right, 30,000 yen, releasing in September. Yep, doing the spreading with wet stuff dripping out. I still prefer the one before by Native. That's Mary Salvatore. And then the third figure here, this is a set of 2 for 57,200 yen. The Battle Shrine Maidens of Humiliating Servility. Wait, This was on pre-order not long ago, right? I mean, a few months ago. I feel like I've covered this before. Why are they taking pre-orders again? When is the release date? Uh, Man, I do not want to scroll down the page because, I need to censor stuff. You can get them separately for 28,000 plus Japanese yen. If you multiply it by 2, I think it is 57,000 yen, roughly the same. So just get this set over here if you want it. And yes, you can cast it off both top and bottom. Next figure here. The last figure, there are 2 versions. Shonen Dracula, yep, a boy. Vlad Kun DX version, 44,000 yen, May 2027 release, where you're getting 1.5 figures. You can display him in this squatting pose or in a standing pose, which I'm putting the picture on screen right now. Yep, this one right here. Standard version, you're only getting the standing version, no squatting version. Yes. So this really depends on how much FOMO you have, I guess. And yep, cannon down there between his legs are included. And that would be all for Ami Ami. Moving on to our last section here for genuine figures, Ninin game to check out. Inside Forts Japan Be Full figures. 5 of them this week. The first one, this is by Forts Japan, the Save Forward version of Shiroi Akuma-chan, illustrated by Mujin-chan. For a second, I thought it was Rudo. So this is 52,400 yen at 1x4, releasing in... Wait, what is the release date? Oh, this figure's already out, right? Spring Sale 2026. I think this is in stock. Okay, that explains why this figure feels so familiar to me. This is already out. This is not this week's new pre-order. And here we go, Hadaka version by Insight. Spring Sales 2026 as well. Okay, moving on to the next one. Wait, hold on. I believe this figure came out she went on pre-order for around 25,000 yen or so, maybe less than that. Or is it 30,000 yen? I can't remember anymore. These 2 figures were not 50 plus thousand yen, but as you guys can see, regardless of how much nonsense this company can come up with their quality control, which is among the most atrocious in the entire figure world, people still queue up for them, especially Japanese collectors for some reason, because they like the artist, I suppose, or they like the artwork, they don't care. And as you can see, aftermarket prices are insane. Yes. Moving up next, we have Memo Murakumo, 1x6 scale changing clothes version by Insight, 22k, releasing in December. And next up, wow, huge melons, not my thing. Canary, 1x6 scale, voluptuous girl with big this way too big. 22,000 yen, releasing in December. And the last one right here, Otherworldly Harpy Girl Melty, 1x6, 22k, releasing in December as well. So that would be all for genuine licensed figures on pre-order this week. Well, we have more licensed stuff over here on OSGK, but it is resin and it is amazing. And of course, it is by Pram1 Studio. We'll get to that in a second. So, as usual, we shall begin with the first section, Chibi figures, where there is only one Anya this week, cosplaying as Ultraman. Now, they are looking for trouble with this one because the copyright holder of Ultraman stuff does not mess around. You can't even cosplay as Ultraman in most anime conventions. Yeah. There'll be someone in that event who may have some connections to the Ultraman franchise and they would come after you. Yes. So, good luck, Gulu Gulu Studio. Can have her in 1x2 scale at $372, 1x6 scale at $105. It is cute, it is funny, it is, amusing, but yeah, I'm not a fan of Ultraman. Moving up next, we are now in original characters section. Sugar Blade Studio, licensed original character Osami 1x6 scale, $105 only at 1x6, releasing in March 2027. So, ladies and gentlemen, the largest ever S in year 2026 for any anime figure. Probably the largest one if you compare the ratio of the backside to the rest of the body. The circumference. I can't show you much. I had to put a giant poor cat over there because, yes, this is something that YouTube would definitely have a problem with. Not my kind of thing anyway. Moving on to the next one, we are now in anime and manga characters section. The first one here is from One Piece, Charlotte Lin Lin by MDS Studio. There's a version A, $97. Version B, also 97. What's the difference? Okay. The color of the objects in her hand, whatever that is, I don't know because I don't watch One Piece. Must be her abilities, right? Fireball or something like that, right? Moving on to the next one here, Stealth Studio, the Seraphim #1 snake from One Piece, $615. What's the size of this thing, man? Oh, it is huge, 17 or 90 cm. Releasing in December. 70 cm non-scale, which is huge. Is this like 1/2 scale or something? If this is a child, and a child is usually 130, 140 centimeters, though some adult lollies are around that height as well. Yeah, this would be close to 1/2 scale. And let me assume that this is the child version of Boa Hancock, is it? Or maybe after she overuses her powers, her abilities should shrink down in. That is what some anime characters do. Maybe that as well. Let me know if you know something. Moving on to the next one, Boa Hancock from in swimsuit from One Piece by Yi Studio, $90 only at 1/6, releasing this December. Face looks pretty nice. It is somewhere in between anime and realistic. The nose and mouth are more realistic. The eyes are closer to anime. And I have always liked how third parties do this combination. They do it pretty well, just like this Boa Hancock over here. No complaints from me. Moving on to the next one. Okay, before I move on, I just remembered something that I need to bring up. It is in my smartphone right here because it just happened a couple of hours ago before I started recording today's Vegan News Fix. So this is regarding another shonen anime called Bleach. Apparently, the owners of Bleach, is it Bandai? Does Bandai own the rights to Bleach? Bandai Sunrise? I think it is, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. OsGK has sent me messages again on X. This happens almost every week. So either it is art theft or this time around it is copyright claim. Interesting. So I'm putting the screenshot on screen right now. Hello, the official Bleach team has started reviewing some content. Please help me delete some posts. Thank you. Because yeah, I am not the one who is going to get into trouble. Because if the rights holders of Bleach sees my post, the problem is the link I included which goes to them, and they will be the one in trouble for selling this third-party stuff. Yeah. And I was like, sure, fine. It is not like my audience care about Bleach anyway. At least I think most of you don't. So I deleted every single Bleach figure post from the past few months on X, because my X was only active since a few months ago. Before this, it was lying dormant. And on Facebook, I deleted 2 years worth of Bleach posts. Yeah, wasn't too hard because you just have to search by the keyword Bleach. So it is what it is, and I don't care about Bleach. So let's move on to the next figure here from Hang Studio. Shinobu Kocho from Demon Slayer, $199, releasing in December at 1/6 scale. Did I cover this figure last week? I don't remember. No, the one I covered last week was a bit different, I think. Yep, it was a 1/4 right last week, a really cheap 1/4. Why are everyone making figures of Shinobu Kocho after she dies? Sorry for the spoiler, but I guess most of you have already watched the movie Infinity's Castle by now. Okay, a pretty bland figure of her, nothing too special, 30 cm. Alright, moving on to the next one over here. Okay, this one I covered last week, but last week we did not have a price. Now we have a price, 3 versions over here, $160 to $180 each. High version, the one you're looking at on screen, it is indeed a scale figure, and you're getting this base with the backdrop, very nice, for $180. And then the version B over here is just a simple base for $160. I would say get the $180 version. And if you're into some crossover over here, here's a Saiyan version. Yeah, Dragon Ball reference over there, $180 as well. But overall, the figure is too plain, simple pose, not really into it. This is by CYZ Studio. Okay. Next up, we have another Ayanami Ray cockpit from Evangelion by Moko Studio, 1x4 scale, $365, releasing in December. No 365 for this entire cockpit seat in 1x4 is pretty cheap, if I have to be honest. Yep, realistic face, nothing can be done about it, but this realistic face looks okay. Looks like a very good cosplayer to me. Too bad there are no anime versions, I think. I don't recall seeing any. Yep, this is all you get. A matter of taste, of course. Some of you will really despise this. I think it is a case-by-case basis. A lot of realistic face conversions turn me off, but there are a rare few that I am okay with. This one is the latter. I'm okay with this one, but not ideal. If they gave me both head sculpts, I wouldn't complain. You know, I can just swap between the two every month. When I get tired of looking at one, I switch out to the other one. Moving on to the next one here. Wawa Studio Ayanami Way again, 1x4 scale at only $199. That's right. There are two versions over here. The anime version. Fortunately, there is an anime version, $199. And version B also $199, where you get realistic version, and version C you get both for $295 only. So this is a low budget 1x4 scale because it is obviously a simple figure. Yeah, I would say save longer and get the one earlier with the cockpit seat. That's amazing. Moving up next, we have Ayanami Ray by Meow Studio. This is early bird pre-order, no price, no release date yet, but this is a 1x4. Looks good so far, but you guys know what I'm going to complain, isn't it? Yep, too plain and simple. The post right there. Next up, we have Mari Makinami Illustrious from Evangelion by Sea King Studio. Low edition is a simple base, plastic disc base. Avoid it. High edition, much nicer base, $226. Low edition, $178. That is a lot of money for a base upgrade, but I would still say go for it, right? This is a very nice base. I love it. Alright. So as for the face, I don't think there are any problems. I rarely see any third-party brands messing up Mari's face. Right, next up, this one is incredible, but I know most of you won't be interested in it. Hertz Studio, they make a lot of Attack on Titan figures, actually. Like, a lot of them. And this one is among the best I've seen so far. One of the best, though it is costing a lot of money. $873. There is no scale, but the whole thing is over 70 centimeters. 85 actually, that is huge. So you get the, yep, we get this Titan over here and Annie down here. In the same pose, you get to choose if I'm not mistaken. Yep, oh. I feel like this is a copy of the sadistic face from those Kakegurui characters. Looks alike to me. You know, Kakegurui Jabami Yumeko, there was a figure of her with a very similar face expression. I think this is where it was inspired from, but a very nice adaptation regardless. 3 of them for you to choose from. I mean, I'm not even a big fan of Attack on Titans, but this is amazing, man. I would love to unbox and review one, absolutely. The only problem is after unboxing and reviewing it, regardless of whether I purchased it with my own money or I'm lucky enough to get my hands on one for free because of sponsorship, regardless of which scenario it is, I'm not sure if I want to keep it. So who do I sell it to? And how do I ship this thing? Yeah. A lot of money, but I think it is worth it for something this huge. This is like a centerpiece of your collection. Your ultimate figure, even. Up next, we have an early bird pre-order of Roxy Migodia in maid outfit from Absurd Studio. No price or release date yet. This is a 1x4 scale, and this is the only picture we have, but she looks nice, I guess. A bit different from the Roxy we see in the anime, but still recognizable. Still looks like her a bit. I can't even tell if she is standing or kneeling on the ground. I can't tell from this picture. Moving on to the next one. Okay, we have Emilia from ReZero, and this one, there are 2 versions. Version A, the bodysuit version you're looking at on screen, $226. And there is a version B at the same price. She's completely Hadaka. Yes, this is customable. So if you want everything, you need to pay double. Set by Galaxy Studio, releasing in December. So where did this come from? What made them decide to dress Emilia up in this bodysuit, this tight leather suit? Or is this a thing in the latest ReZero season? I'm not sure. I'm not watching the latest season yet, right? I'm way behind on ReZero. But anyways, the blushed, embarrassed face looks amazing. Just that in some cases, when the actual figure does come out, then the amount of blush on the face is slightly reduced compared to what is being promised in the official pictures. This happens to both genuine and third-party figures. Yeah. Next up, what the hell is this, man? Okay, NTR Studio, we have Shaola from ReZero, a new character, I know. And this is basically a bust figure of her at 1/4 scale, where she is holding up her oppai like this, and she is completely, not wearing any clothes, doing paizuri, holding up her oppai like this, and there is your cannon right in between. Basically a paizuri figure of her, but only the upper half. Come on, make a full 1/4 scale, including the bottom half of the figure. Or at least give us the option to buy that. A full figure or a bust figure, right? Anyways, $192 for this bust figure releasing in December. Next up, we have Ikaros from Heaven's Lost Property. What was the Japanese name again? I enjoyed the anime a lot. I loved that episode 3, or was it episode 4? Exploding Pansu. So this is by Lium Studio, releasing in not release date yet, but $178 for Ikaros in undergarment. Alright, fine. I think Kotobukiya just put theirs on re-release pre-order recently, right? I think they did. I like seeing third parties trying out different stuff instead of sticking to Blue Archive, Buwa, Azalane, Honkai every week, I like seeing this kind of variety, to be honest. Up next, we have Sakiko Studio, Shion Yanagi from Amakano. Another interesting choice from a third party. $200 at 1/6, no release date yet, and this is the only picture they have. Yeah, not even castable, but the post might be too hot for YouTube, unfortunately. Once again, heavy blush on the face. Let's hope that they maintain the same blush in the final figure. Up next, we have Korra Studio Panty and Stocking from Panty Stocking with Garter Belt. $282 for 2 figures at 1/6 is very cheap, releasing in December. And the faces on both are pretty nice. And all those white color stuff, it is ice cream. Ice cream, of course. There are a few third parties by other brands, including Dodomo Studio, which I like better, but this is not bad at all. In fact, for a simple figure like this, at only $282, I think they could have offered a 1/4 scale variant at maybe $450. $450 could be doable. Yeah. And I believe people would buy it because you get 2 figures at $400+. And that is at 1/4. Up next, we have Cute Creator Studio Onodera Kosaki from Nisekoi. Never would I expect that we'll see a Nisekoi figure in 2026, but here we are. Right, Cute Creator Studio, they have been around for some time and they make a lot of like Sailor Moon figures, anime characters in general, and they seem to choose their characters completely randomly. And Nisekoi, their character designs at least seem to be the kind of stuff where they will do figures of. Just that I still never expected a Nisekoi figure this year. So this is the actual prototype, the actual figure itself, looking good, and we have color gradients over here. This is what I want to see. On the hair as well, it is not plain brown color, we have color gradient. Looking good. Moving up next, we have Hoku Studio Reze from Chainsaw Man. With DLC and without DLC. Okay, so you get realistic face or with anime. No pictures for the anime head. Standard version is $291. Go all out and get the full set for $344. Yep, that is 1/4, releasing this December. So with the realistic face, it is what it is. Not a fan of it. There are so many other nicer Reze figures as well. So this one has tough competition. Up next, we have Akame from Akame ga Kill by Chaosha Studio. Oh, Chaosha Studio, heard of them many times. I think the figures are fine. Just that this one does feel a bit overpriced. $282. No scale except the dimensions are like 22 centimeters. This whole thing, including the base, is 22 cm. So is this like 1/8 scale? For $282 to get a 1/8 scale? Really? It is such a shame because the face is amazing, looks very accurate to the manga and the anime. One of the better looking figures of her. But $282, I think this is overpriced. At least that's what I feel. And that is despite all these effect parts and the base, I still think it is overpriced because it is roughly 1/8 scale only. Up next, we have another unexpected anime figure from a third party. Surreal Studio chose to make Ayla, or is it Isla, from Plastic Memories. This is like a 10-year-old anime. I did watch it so long ago, don't remember anything anymore. And out of nowhere in 2026, we're getting a figure of her. If I'm not mistaken, this character is not human. It is an android, if I remember correctly. 1/6 scale, releasing in March 2023. Yeah, I think the way they presented the figure itself is pretty obvious that this is not human. They even have a battery and a charger here. Plier to service her. To service the parts between her legs. Alright. Interesting figure, but with closed eyes. As if she is in standby or shutdown mode, whatever it is. I wonder how many people remembers Plastic Memories and how many will buy this, right? A really weird timing to make a figure like this. Moving on to the next one, we have Marin Kitagawa by Bubble Studio, $240 at 1/6, releasing in September. Yep, just 3 months away. And we have another banger of a Marin Kitagawa figure by a third party who got her face very right. Interesting. All of her bad face figures that were a thing 2 or 3 years ago, they are becoming very rare. I wonder how they figured it out. How? Maybe they needed the time or something, or they found a way to clone a genuine figure and then keep the face and then make their own figure. I mean, the rest of the figure, the body. I don't know, but this is one of the best looking Marin Kitagawa faces from a third party up to this point. Of course, she was popular on my ex when I posted it because the face looks so good. Moving up next, we get a 1/4 scale free run by Popo Studio for only $200. More low budget 1/4 scales, releasing in September, 3 months away. This is like 2 seconds after getting punched in the face or in the eye. If it was 2 hours later, they would turn black. Too much red color paint, too much pink paint around her eyes, man. Popo Studio, fix it. I know that shading is important and I always ask for it, but this is way too much. Right, moving on to the next one. Yep, the licensed resin figure of the week, I guess. This is incredible. Coming from Prem 1 Studio, we have Ultimate Premium Masterline Kill La Kill, Ryoko Matoi, and Satsuki Kiryuin. 1/4 scale for $1,499, $1,500. 1/4, releasing in December 2027. With potential delays, of course. So all of this, 2 1/4 scale figures at $1,500. There will be an average of $750 each for a licensed resin statue. Not too bad. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate over here and say that this is reasonable. Pre-order it if you can afford it, and if you love Kill La Kill. I'm not a fan of Kill La Kill, did not enjoy the anime that much, but that is just me. Not a fan of the art style or the animation, but once again, something subjective. I know that the anime itself is really good if you put aside the subjective animation and art style, and many people loved it. 62 centimeters by 33 by 45. If I want a figure from these two characters, which I regard to be fairly iconic anime characters, I would go for the Dodomo Studio ones that went on pre-order last week, the leg scratching ones. At least the price are more in line for normal human beings like me. Yeah. Up next, we have Pertop Studio, Ilya's Real from Fate Khalid Liner Prisma Ilya. I don't know how many times this garage kit has been bootlegged up to this point, or in this case, recasted. I think there are at least 2 or 3 other brands making the same thing. ACGN Studio, was it one of them? And then what else? Fixed Cast Studio, do they have one? Or, I mean, any of those recasting studios that you can think of their names, they have probably put one on pre-order or even released it by now. The same exact thing. So this one is 1x6 scale at $284, September release, but I don't know much about Protop Studio. I guess that, you keep getting new opportunities in case you miss out on the previous pre-order or releases, then you get another one here. The next Protop Studio figure is Noah and Blanc from Goddess of Victory Nikke. Yep, we are now in game characters section. So I'm like 99% certain this is also recast because Protop Studio just did that to the Ilya figure before this. So you can get each Blanc and Noah for $158 at 1x6, really good price, or you can get both for $265, which is even cheaper, right? Yeah. If you got them separately, that would be $320. This has to be recast, but they do look pretty good. No release date yet. Moving on to the next Nikke figure, I do wonder why third parties keep making Sora sell shady stuff. As if she is some kind of adult toy peddler by the streets. There was another brand doing the same thing. Anyways, we have Sora from Goddess of Victory Nikke by 1680 Studio, $310 at 1x4, which is a really good price. No release date yet. The only problem with this Studio 1680 Studio, just in case you guys did not remember, it was just like a month and a half ago, where they put a different Nikke figure on pre-order and they were caught using AI to mislead people. Like, they were using AI to edit or modify a painted sample, as if that's what you're going to get, They're telling people this is what you're going to get, but that real picture of the garage kit has signs of AI manipulation. So, yeah, very hard to recommend this one when you lost people's trust back then. Of course, they can always prove me wrong, but that is what they did back then. Alright, moving on to the next one here from Sword and Wing Studio, Eve and Taki from Stellar Blade. Okay, Eve version A, the Black Bunny version, is $452 at 1x4. Reasonable, I guess. Okay, it is not 1x4. It is non-scale on paper, but the dimensions are bigger than 1x4 actually. 48 cm is like... No, it is 1x4. I forgot about the bunny ears. Without the bunny ears and also the base, she would be close to 40 cm. It is 1x4. Okay, and this can go all the way up to $1,770. Version B, Angel Fusion version. Does this look like Eve to you? To me, not so much, to be honest. Yeah. I am very nervous about the Cool Bear Studio version, which I pre-ordered. I'm making a gamble with that one. I hope she turns out good. Yeah. Resembles Eve like by 50% maybe? Not exactly like her. Yeah, not many brands can get her right. Boss Battle Suit version. Okay. So if you get everything as a deluxe package, $1,770. Up next, we have Jui Wanja Studio. They tend to make furry figures, but this time they actually made a human Pokemon figure. Rosa swimsuit from Pokemon, $120 only at 1x7. December release. Yep, plain figure. Not much details, but at least the skin region, they're doing some nice color gradients on the ankle, on the knee, on the shoulder. Yeah. They're focusing a lot on the skin, right? Focusing a lot over there, but yeah, the hair over here looks like poop. Do some shading, man. Come on. This looks like poop to me. Right, moving on to the next one here. Haobo Studio, Chun-Li from Street Fighter. I remember their jewelry very well, right? Came out already more than a year ago. It was okay. Though it was cheap, just like this Chun-Li, $425, low $400 for that jewelry as well. 1x4 scale releasing in December, and I don't like this face that much compared to other versions of Chun-Li by other brands. But at least this one is cheap. Right, moving on to the next one here, we have Razorlin Stout from Atelier Ryza by FWS Studio. Right after I reviewed a scale figure and a price figure of her. So this one, there is a cast-off version for $330. The standard version is going for $284. Not a big difference. Get the full cast-off version for $330. Yes, very expensive for sure, but there are not many, Hadaka Raiza figures out there. In fact, Dodomo Studio was supposed to make one, and then they were forced to modify it that you no longer get any Nyan Nyan down there if you buy the Dodomo Studio today. So this is the only hope, I guess. FWS Studio releasing in December. Right. The face looks good on this one. Moving on to the next one, we have two Melusine figures, right? Yep, two of them. The first one here is by GK Sing Chiu Studio. GK Planet. GK Sing Chiu. Okay, $246 at 1x6 releasing in June. June. Like literally in 2 days. In 1 month. This has to be a recast. It has to be. This looks like something a Japanese sculptor would do, right? I'm just going by a personal hunch, but more than often, I tend to end up being right. Right, and the next Melusine figure here is by Fixed Cast Studio, and this brand, they do a lot of recasting. So once again, might be another recast. $282, 1x7 scale, alright, recast it is. September 2027 release, next year, September. The face looks really good, and this does look like something sculpted by a Japanese sculptor. The thing is that sometimes we can accuse a figure of being a recast, yet they are showing us CGI pictures of this one over here, which indirectly implies this is not a recast. They are designing this in-house on their own computer, right? 3D modeling. Of course, there is also this possibility where they took a good look at the actual GK by a Japanese sculptor. They maybe even bought one, but instead of cloning that figure, they used that figure as a reference and they did their own design. So can you call that a recast? No, not really. But can you call that a bootleg? I'm not sure anymore. We are really in a gray area over here. Is it unethical? Yes, probably. If this is based off an official artwork, like by Aniplex, by Ufotable, not Ufotable, but by Type Moon, my bad. If this was based on an official artwork by Type Moon, then you can argue that it is a third party because it is based off a well-known artwork by an official license holder. But if you were to base this off another different sculptor or artist, then that would be art theft in a way. Yeah. So without knowing whether there is an actual original figure of this Melusine existing out there, I can't say for sure. Just that when I see 1x7 scale, I am a bit sus about the origins of this figure. You know, if they were designing this in CGI on their own, they could have made it 1x6. Why would they want to follow the original GK by keeping it at 1x7? There's only one reason. Every FGO figures they have released up to this point is 1x7, so they had to maintain the same scale. That is the most likely reason. Right, moving on to the next one here, another Melusine by ZTR Studio, and this is barely finished. Like, they are showing us a Hadaka figure of Melusine that is barely painted, and they want to take pre-orders for $176. What the heck? 1x6 scale and no release date yet. This is early bird pre-order, obviously. I think the price has been fixed at $176, so technically no longer an early bird, but still, the face is not even painted yet and you want to take pre-orders. Next up, we have Thunder Studio Yorha Commander and Operator from Nier Automata. 2 figures for $399. That is the high edition. Yep, including the base and everything. The low edition is $310, only 1 figure. Okay, so 1x4 scale releasing in December. Let's have a closer look at the high edition. Yep, realistic faces, of course. I do not want to scroll through the pictures because there are some angles where they are showing her backside in its full glory, and I don't want to show that on YouTube, you know. I want a close look at the face. You see, these official pictures look so nice because it was professionally photographed. And then when they show the actual figure, the colors are a bit more dull, a bit more subdued, but still looks identical. Okay. Moving on to the next one, we have Yae Miko from Genshin Impact by BBSD Studios, $263 at 1/6 scale. Her OPA is almost slipping out, no release date yet. This is pretty pricey for a 1/6 scale with simple pose, but maybe those OPA over there require a lot of cost to manufacture. They might be soft and squishy, you'll never know, right? I'm just guessing. Yae Miko, will I review and unbox the one by Apex Toys that just came out in China? Not yet released internationally, but already out in China? Maybe. Maybe. Because Yae Miko is popular. We'll see. In a month's time or two, right? This one, it feels like her head is a tad bit too small compared to the rest of her body. Or maybe it is just them making the opai too big. Not sure. Moving on to the next one, Honkai Style Silver Wolf. I'm always happy to see Silver Wolf figures, and I do wonder why we are not getting a scale of her yet. Apex, Mietos, come on. I know Mietos has a like chibi version of her, not chibi, a child version of her coming up for pre-order for roughly 9,000 yen, but I want a proper version like this one. This is by Xiaohuan Xiong Studio. They released a lot of figures up to this point, and their figures are kinda decent. So there is a deluxe version with this fancy base you're looking at on screen for $365 at 1/6. Very expensive. I would even say it is overpriced. Regular version, hey, it looks nice too. Okay, the regular version here does not look bad, does not look too severely cut down or too plain. For $310, okay, 50 bucks difference. Okay, this is a very nice silver wolf figure with roughly the correct bust size. Okay, I wouldn't mind having standard version for this one, right? They only included her Strike Freedom Gundam wings on one side. But alright, still looks nice. Deluxe version. Oh, with this chibi figure of her, come on. Deluxe version it is. Right, this looks amazing. Best third-party figure this week if you don't include that Prem 1 Studio figure earlier. Moving on to the next one, we have another Silver Wolf in plain bikini. Not very nice. Not very exciting, I would say. But the face is still okay, but a bit grown up, a bit mature looking. Not sure if I like it, right? So this one is only $176. Releasing in December. Nope, skip it. Moving on to the next one, we have New Age Studio. Wow, this company puts up new stuff every week. Teresa Apocalypse Office Lady from Honkai Impact. There's a office uniform version, swimsuit version, and you can get both for $399. If you get only either one, $226. Office version, she is wearing the glasses. Swimsuit version without the glasses, I can't decide which one I prefer. Because I would prefer her without glasses. But without glasses, that would be the swimsuit version, which would be a bit too plain, Well, there are other Teresa Apocalypse figures out there by other third parties. Maybe hunt for that first. Moving up next, we have Blue Archive Amao Ako from ACGN02 Studio, and I do feel I've seen this before, must be a recast. $263 at 1/6 December release. Yeah, the way they sculpted the character, the detail level is meant for PVC, not resin, so could be a recast over here. And $263 is very expensive for what you're getting. Moving up next, we have a Hadaka Kakudate Karin. Yes, she's wearing cow swimsuit, but you can cast it off. I think an anti-torso is provided for this. So $199 at 1/6, and you get more than one figure is actually not bad. This is by Aurora Studio, and the face looks good, just that. Yeah, she's wasting milk right there. Releasing in December. Potentially a good buy, but I would always prefer the Max Factory one where she has a huge ass rifle. I love that one. Moving on to the next one. This one is not even finished yet. The face is still unpainted. ZTR Studio again. Blue Archive Takanashi Hoshino in Chinese dress. $286. Releasing in... Okay, not released it yet. This is a 1/5 scale. Well, sounds good. 1/5 at $286. But when you show us pictures like this and take pre-orders, does not really instill much confidence. Yeah. Moving up next, we have Gunner figures from Wuwa, right? Merodo Studio Cartetia from Wuthering Waves, $244 at 1 by... Okay, no scale, but the size is close to 1 by 6, releasing in June, like within a month. Yes, 2026. And this is car stoppable, so enjoy gooning to this one, I guess. The face looks very good. 244 for everything here is also reasonable, and this does remind me of the Owari figure by Apex Toys, doesn't it? The Owari still has a lot more details. Yeah. Moving on to the next one. This is 100% confirmed to be a recast because I found the same figure on myfigurecollection.net listed as a garage kit. Accidental discovery. So this is a recast by Fixcast Studio Cartetia. $199 at 1 by 7, releasing in March 2027. Yep. This really does look like a PVC figure. Like, it can be made into a PVC figure if they wanted. Up next, we have Mijin Studio Dania from Wuthering Waves. This is top 3 best third party this week, together with that Silver Wolf earlier. This one is going for $244 at 1 by 6, releasing in December. She looks good from every angle, especially from behind. You know what I mean there. So, this Dania figure is among the nicest looking ones yet. Not too surprising that this is from Mijin Studio, but Mijin is far from the best GK company, of course. They are more like the middle of the pack, just okay. B to B plus tier. Next up, we have a Gunner figure of Dania by KB Studio, $263 and 2 face plates, but I only put one picture here. Yeah, the Ahegao face. There is a more normal face included in the box for $263, and she is playing with a toy. Yeah. Iku. December release. Right, no comment. You need to check out pictures yourself. Moving on to the next one here. Wow, great prototype, and they want to take pre-orders. Honey Studio, Hiyuki Eternal Form from Wuthering Waves, $365 at 1 by 6. There are LEDs in the base, presumably releasing in December. Okay, so the thing with this kind of effect parts, they need to be really careful with this because it might end up obstructing the figure, but it is not even painted yet. Very hard to criticize. If you look at her from this angle, maybe it is fine, but you know, sometimes when they go overboard with effect parts, then it starts interfering with how you enjoy looking at the figure because there is a limited angle on how you can look at the figure. Up next, we have Rumeng Studio Cisia from Xander's Zone Zero, $196 at 1 by 6, releasing in December. Okay, so this one is almost there. Her oppa is almost visible, yet, you know, barely at the same time. Like, they had to follow Chinese laws. Yet, this does not break the Chinese law somehow. It is funny. Looks good to me. Rumeng Studio also makes excellent figures, released so many figures, and I've covered their stuff in my third-party figure overview videos before, so this is a brand that you can go with if you like what you're looking at. Moving up next, we have Sakura Moe Studio Perlica from Arknight's Endfield, $226, releasing in... Okay, not released it yet. So, a figure of an anime or game character getting tickled after being tied up. This is something new, but unfortunately, this is art theft. Like, confirmed, 100%, I found the same artwork in, Big Safe. Right, so they stole this from Big Safe and they are making it into a figure. Please do not support it. It was very popular. It went viral on my X. I think I got like 6,000 plus likes, hundreds of shares or reposts, but still don't support this. This is theft. It is one thing to do a third-party derivative artwork, but to copy the entire artwork 100% wholesale, that is not good. Yeah. And the last figure for today, Seren Studio Golden Lure from Azalane. This is an early bird pre-order. The price is not yet confirmed. You can have her in black stockings or in barefoot, releasing in December at 1 by 6 scale. I believe they upsized her oppa, gave her implants. I don't think it is that big. Yes, Azalane has a lot of big melon characters, but is it this big? I'm not too sure. Yeah, so that would be all for figures on pre-order this week. Another long week, almost 90 minutes of figure news weeks for 3 weeks in a row. So which one would you pre-order early? Raiden Shogun or that no Shifty figure, nothing bullets. Let me know down in the comments below. No, I'm leaning towards pre-ordering Shifty because the last few Nikke figures that released this month and last month, they become pretty high demand. I'm seeing the Japanese collectors scalping them already. It is insane. Nikke is hot stuff right now. So thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to give this video a like and subscribe to this channel for more anime figure content. If you enjoyed this one, maybe check out my other videos on this channel and especially my figure reviews. Yeah, so thanks a lot again, and I'll see you guys again very soon in a few days. Goodbye.